Hello to you all. Thank you so much for joining me. So let's get right into it. I have a pimple. I have a pimple. I think it's hormonal, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I know you don't have to tell me. I know I have a pimple. So listen, I just finished my third assignment. Technically, my third contract. Today we just drove home an hour and a half. The ride was an hour and a half, 3 days a week for 13 weeks. You can imagine the stress it put on both of us. My husband does drive me to and from work, which I truly appreciate. I work nights, and it's nice. It's nice having someone who is on time. I'll be honest. At my home hospital, I was the nurse that came in 5 minutes late for every shift. Yes, I clocked in between 11:0, usually like 11:01 and 11:03, 11:05. I know it's terrible. It's not cool. It was just me, and because I was well liked in the unit and funny and kind of a ball buster, everyone kind of let me get away with it. But as a traveler, you really can't be acting like that. You're making all this money. You need to come in on time, ready to go. Right? Oh, excuse me. Hold on. I was eating pistachio nuts before I started. I think I have a little foreign body stuck in there. So, yeah, today was my last day. Bittersweet. Because, as you get into the assignment, you start to learn the staff, you start to have favorites, you start to get close to people. And it is bittersweet saying goodbye. I'm not bittersweet about saying goodbye to the place because it was busy, child. It was busy. And it was just such a small hospital in the middle of nowhere. 48-bed hospital, no ICU, no OR, no nothing, just a med-surg unit and a few beds that are like not really ICU, but maybe your patient is, a step up from, if they're on like a BiPAP or if they're on, a pressor or something like that, they will go to this unit instead of the med-surg unit. They had a few of those beds. So tiny little hospital in the middle of nowhere with farms. It was bumping every night. I would look around sometimes and be like, where are all these people coming from? Now, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because, yes, it's job security for us. And when a hospital is busy like that, we know that our contract won't get canceled. So I'm not complaining, but it was just busy. 5 to 7 bed assignments a night, busy. 5 to 7 beds. And in the ER, we really shouldn't have more than 4. Let's just be honest. I had someone one time say, oh, well, you're travelers. You guys are travelers. You can take more. No. My license, I work just as hard for my license as you do for yours, right? So, no, 4 patients is really the ENA recommendations, right? If we're following recommendations, that's what they say. So, pistachio nut in my tooth, sorry. So, I would have assignments sometimes with 5 to 7 patients. That was not abnormal, and sometimes those patients were scattered, about the department a bit, so you had a little bit of legwork to do. And as you know, sometimes if you have 6 or 7 patients, at least 1 or 2 of them is going to be an ICU level care patient. So I ran, and I earned every penny that assignment paid. But there are a few things that I did learn. Right? We always learn a few things. No matter how long you've been doing this, you learn a few things. I saw a nurse do a wonderful trick with a patient that was a mildly contracted cerebral palsy patient, but she could extend her arm. And instead of, a doctor had put an ultrasound guided IV, and unfortunately she really wanted to bend that arm. So instead of putting an arm board, the nurse, this is a nursing tip, took a towel and kind of wrapped it, rolled it, and put it on top of the patient's arm. So it was bulky, and then she co-bonded very loosely right? So it was bulky, but it was comfortable for the patient and kind of weighted a little bit. And it prevented her from bending her arm, and it was just a little gentler than a restraint or an arm board and all that stuff. It was just nice. Instead of putting it underneath, which is what I usually see people put something underneath the arm, she had it on top of the arm and then combine it that way. And that was a nice tip, trick. I fell in love with Precedex. A lot of hospitals, it depends. My home hospital didn't really use Precedex for sedation. It does have some anxiolytic properties as well. But my home hospital did not use Precedex. It just doesn't. This is not what we use. Now, it's all in what you're comfortable with and I guess the region you're in. And this hospital did. So that was nice to get to use a different sedation medication that I was not used to. I fell in love with PureWicks. As I might have said in a previous video, the power of a properly placed PureWick is an amazing thing for your incontinent women and for your men that may have a very small or retracted. Sometimes the glands, the corona will actually kind of retract into the foreskin with age or with very small genitalia. And I did find that with those male patients, I don't know if it's recommended. I'm not recommending this. Check your hospital policy, but I have successfully, on more than one occasion, used a PureWick on a male patient that had very small genitalia. So you can use it as an option. And of course, I'm just going to add as a side note, use your Texas catheters. I don't know why people don't really use condom catheters, aka Texas catheters. They're wonderful for your little incontinent old men. They're priceless, just like the PureWick. So those things. And the biggest thing I think I learned in this assignment, IV catheters. Now I'm an IV snob. I love putting in IVs. We all do, right? We're ER nurses. Now listen. For 10 years, I was spoiled, and I had these. We had the BD Insight Auto Guard, right? As you know, if you know these, the ones with the slashes right here, these dashes means they have the one-way blood stop valve, so you can, get blood. You can get your flash, press your button, and blood won't shoot out at you. These ones here, with the straight line, you have to be careful because blood will shoot back at you. But these are, to me, the cream of the crop. BD, unsponsored. I love them. I love them. I've been using them at my home hospital for 11 years. And my first travel assignment used them also, so I was very comfortable with them. Now, by the way, I have an account with esutures.com, unsponsored. That I didn't steal these from anywhere. I have an account with them, and I actually buy them, and I do travel with my own IV catheters just in case I'm not comfortable with what they have at that facility, because I will not be sitting there blowing veins with a learning curve for 2 weeks trying to get blood. That's just me. So I do have an account with I don't want to say pharmaceutical supply, I guess medical supply company, and you can purchase these. You have to give proof that you're a nurse, or APRN or PA or doctor, whatever you are, dental, whatever, and you can order stuff online. So I have been ordering those. Now a lot of places use these. I found one of these in the bottom of my lunch bag. You can probably tell this is from the hospital that I just left. I found one in the bottom of my bag, and I figured I'd show you. These are the Medlines. I'm sorry, these are the Smith Medicals, right? These are the Smith Medical gel coat catheters, and I have never liked them until this assignment. Now, I'm going to give you the tip. If you struggle with these, right now, the difference, if you don't know the difference, here's the difference. So this is one of the ones that I'm more used to. This is actually a Medline version of the BD Auto Insight. I don't want to waste my BDs, but the Medlines I don't like as much, so I will show you here. So you go in, right? You're gonna get your flash. You're gonna advance your needle, right? When you press your button, right, your needle automatically retracts. Boom, boom. You've got your flash. You press. You're in. You hook up your J loop. Easy, 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 right? You dispose of this, of course, in a sharps container, which I will. Now, these are more difficult. The Smith Medicals, ooh, upside down. The Smith Medicals are much more difficult, I think. But I'm going to give you the tip that someone gave me that helped me use them. I've been trying to use these for about 5 years. At my other job, they used them, and I just gave up because I didn't want to figure it out. But one nurse, Emily, thank you, Emily, gave me the tip that I needed to be able to use these IV catheters, right? So this is what you have to do. This is my routine. And I'm getting used to it. I probably put in 20 successful IVs with these and maybe about, I don't know, 10,000 with these, okay? So the tip is, maybe not 10,000, but you get my drift. I've been the ED nurse for 11 years. I've put in a lot of IVs, okay? So this one here, what I do every time is I take my top off and I always make sure that this is in working order, okay? I just always go like that a couple times, right? Of course, you're clean. You've got your gloves on and all that stuff. So I'm just making sure that this mechanism moves here. You can also do it with just pressing the bevel, I suppose, right? It's probably a cleaner way to do it. Right here with this bevel up. Okay, so you want to make sure that this bevel is always up and that your mechanism is actually working. So you're going to get your flash, right? This is what helped me. You're going to get your flash. Oop, you're advancing. All right. You're advancing. You hear your click? Okay. Now, what helps is you're going to have to put a little pressure right here on your hub, right? Twist and turn, okay? That was what helped me because a couple times I was like getting my flash, getting the click, and then going like this, pulling the whole IV out. Or, not really getting the groove, the movement of kind of pushing forward with your finger while this mechanism moves back. It seems like a twofold movement you kind of have to get a hold of. But yeah, that's the tip. Once you get your flash, you of course, advance your catheter nice and slow. You hear your click. I put a little pressure right here. Turn and release, right? And there is a blood stop valve on these so blood won't shoot at you. So I think for me personally, that was the best thing about this assignment was that I finally got comfortable with these IV catheters. And, I'm telling you, I've had about 10, 12 nurses try to give me tips on how to use them and what works for them. And it just never worked for me until she gave me that one tip, just putting a little pressure right here over your hub before you twist and release. It really helped me. So I hope it helps you if you're struggling. So my next contract starts October 10th. I have to give it to my recruiter. If you're looking for an IA recruiter, my recruiter's name is Danny Holzman. And she is fire. And she does not play. She's aggressive. And she's assertive. And she's friendly. And I like her. And I just want to pass it on because there's a few opportunities that if I had other recruiters I would have missed out on. But because she's so quick on the draw and she's so quick to respond, I was able to get a couple really nice contracts. So yeah, this next one, we are headed back down to the beautiful free state in the Union, Florida. Yes, we're headed back down to Florida. So I will keep you posted. We are leaving in about we're leaving October 1st, so that's about a week. Lord, I start getting ready. I think I might do a video for us newbies on what I'm packing, what I'm bringing, what are the most important things to bring for a travel nurse, for someone who just loves scrubs and loves makeup. What are we bringing when we go on these assignments? That might be an interesting video. So yeah, what did you take away from your last assignment? Did you learn anything wonderful? Oh, I also learned a little bit about LifeStar. Because when I first wanted to be a nurse, I wanted to be a flight nurse. And during this crazy assignment, I had to deal with LifeStar a few times, and I could tell you, I don't think I could do it. Those are the badasses. Those are the badasses. Those are the badasses. All right. They're a whole other breed, and I have so much respect for them. But yeah, that's where we are, Patriots. Thank you so much for coming and listening and hearing what I have to say. You're a wonderful, wonderful group of healthcare workers, and I hope that you all have a beautiful day. Take care.